Bakewell Tart is a classic family favourite, and this recipe even has my grandparents' seal of approval. So we're going to start by making the pastry. So I'm going to take a large bowl, and into that I've got some plain flour and some icing sugar because we're making a sweet short crust pastry. Now I'm going to mix this together. So I've got some cubed butter. It's really important that it's cold so you get that lovely short texture. And then we're going to use our fingertips just to rub the cubes of butter into the flour. And we're looking for a consistency that looks a little bit like breadcrumbs. So then you're ready to add the rest of your ingredients. And you want to add that egg yolk into the bowl. I use a round-ended knife to stir together my pastry. It helps you get a really clean cut and you don't get any of it stuck in the spoon. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of cold water to help bring our dough together. And at this point you want to get your hands back into the bowl and start to squeeze that mixture to bring it together into a lovely soft dough. You don't want to knead it as such because that will create too much gluten, which will make your pastry really tough and cause it to shrink in the oven. So now our dough has come together into a ball. We're just going to wrap it in cling film and let it chill in the fridge for about half an hour. So once our pastry's been in the fridge for about 30 minutes, it's ready to roll out. So I'm going to do this between 2 pieces of baking parchment and then roll out the pastry dough between the 2 sheets. And you can check using your tin by just laying it on top to make sure that it's going to fit and fill each of the sides. And then I'm going to peel the top layer parchment away. Just lay it over the top. And you can remove the paper and just tuck in any little bits. And then the final thing to do is to take your rolling pin and we're just going to roll across the top. We're going to prick the base with a fork so it doesn't puff up. Now this is going to go into the fridge whilst we make the frangipane filling. So we're going to start by beating together some soft butter and some golden caster sugar. We're looking for it to be quite light and fluffy and paler in colour. We've got that nice and light and fluffy, so we're going to add in our egg and then beat that one in. And then the second egg. So that's looking nice and smooth. So I've got some ground almonds. I'm going to add half a teaspoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of almond extract. So that is looking lovely and smooth. So we're ready to move on to filling our case. And we're going to put a lovely layer of tangy jam in the bottom there. I'm using a plum jam, but cherry works really well, as does a raspberry if you prefer. So now we're ready to top it with our frangipane mixture. And I'm just going to take dollops of the mixture, and then when we spread it out, we'll join them all together. I've preheated my oven to 170 degrees and popped a baking tray into the oven to heat up. That's going to ensure that the base of the tart is really crispy. We're not blind baking it, so this is really important to getting that pastry cooked. It's going to go into the oven for about 40 to 50 minutes. I've left my tart to cool completely before I'm icing it, and I've made up a water icing using just water and icing sugar. Click the link below for the full recipe. Right to the edges, covering all that frangipane. Then we're going to finish off our tart with a lovely retro twist, which is to feather some icing along the top. So I've coloured some of my white icing with a little bit of pink food colouring. And then you want to take a cocktail stick or a metal skewer and drag it across the lines to create that beautiful feathered effect, going in alternate directions. And then the finishing touch is 1/2 of a glacé cherry straight in the middle. Leave the icing to set for 5 to 10 minutes and then you're ready to serve. Click subscribe for lots more great recipes.